Depending on how this next calendar year goes for us in terms of player progression and the Rule 5 draft, this could very well be the last year for a long time that we are on the outside looking in of the postseason structure. Only 19 wins on the season thus far. We might take a little bit of a step back compared to where we were last year, having won 49 games, almost a bit of a steady decline. 2022 was a bit of an off year for us compared to 2021 with 3 fewer wins. But if you look at this team as it stands, we're missing 2 major league caliber options in the bullpen, and the hope is that good old Jerold will be ready to go next year. And hopefully Garcia, that would be nice. Not exactly holding my breath on that. You look at this lineup, the core of it certainly coming together. Ernie Christiansen, Ralph Mosley, Charley Mares, Cam Ling. Of course, you look at the depth around this as well. And a quick note too, I changed Maciel to a shortstop and have him set to outfield for all the secondary positions. He was originally a center fielder. Felt like it was worth moving him in. That way the AI wouldn't change anything if I decided to go auto. But if you look down in AAA right now, I mean, Scottie Valentine, he's nearly good to go. Michael Chen should be getting playing time once it asks me to auto reset that. It might be wishful thinking. It might be. I can admit that. It might be wishful thinking that we could get to that point where we're competing for a playoff spot. Maybe it's not this next season. I'm hopeful, though, that it could happen. Again, that's best wishes. We have a long way to go still. Of course, the most recent draft wasn't phenomenal with the exception of Chad Brown and Andrew Montes, but we hit with the picks that we wanted to hit with. The other two, I mean, again, Tommy Young's not bad. It's just that D potential really kills him. The pieces are starting to come together, which is what we were hoping for, as Joey Bart's traded 1-for-1 for Josh Young. That's an interesting one. Would it be Jung or Young? I'm not sure, because it depends. Anyway, we are, holy hell, that's a hell of a deal. Lucas Sims, 91 overall, traded to the Cubs. We have arrived at the All-Star game, and what I want to do is take a look to see who made it. We do not have a participant in the Home Run Derby. We know we have at least one participant in the All-Star game, however, and I want to take a look at who that is, as it will not be a pitcher unless it's our closer, and it's not. So no pitcher this time. We don't have a starter. He's going to be on the bench. Ralph Mosley and Ernie Christiansen have both made it. Those are the two, but it's a hell of a combination to have. Mosley's hitting 181. Look at that fucking stat line, man. He doesn't hit the ball often, but when he does, tremendous things happen. He's a 90. An 86 morale-wise, but a 90. That is one of the craziest stat lines I've ever seen in this game. That is tremendous. So what would that be? 337 at-bats, 22 home runs. What an absolute monster. 1.2 WAR this season. 15 at-bats per home run. That is insane. What a stat line that is. And then Ernie Christiansen, who's rocking an 87. I don't know how both of these guys made the All-Star game. I'm going to be honest with you. But, hey, I'll take it. We probably should have only had one at best, but maybe they just felt sorry for us. So I'll take it. We have some All-Stars. That's always nice. That stat line, though, is bizarre. That's the only way to put it. That is tremendous, though. I can't wait to see what the stat line for him is at the end of the season. To see, how can you possibly maintain that? Where if you get a hit, it goes far, but you rarely get hits. That's just so weird. Quickly, I want to take a look at the lineup. Good. Just wanted to make sure that nobody was sitting who should not have been. So that is the lineup as it stands. Justin Summers has been moved up into the 3 spot. I'm surprised he didn't make it. Has the second highest batting average on the team. Chris Hummel, proving to be a tremendous leadoff man. How didn't you make the All-Star game? 322 average, a 408 on base, and an 896 OPS. Put some respect on Chris Hummel's name, would you? Tremendous stuff. Ray Gehrig. No, we didn't almost draft a Ray Gehrig. There was a Gehrig that we almost drafted. Did we almost draft Ray Gehrig? He's an 87. Hopefully we didn't almost draft him because, yeah, he's good. He is real good. Granted, outfield-wise, we're looking okay ourselves, and who knows who we would have potentially drafted over him, but you get the point. Let's continue onward. I want to see what happens at the end of the year. Again, as always, we will look at our stats, we'll look at the awards, and hopefully get through the off-season re-sign phase as quickly as possible so that we can get to the Rule 5 draft. It'll be the same thing that we always do, Rule 5 and the entry draft to cap off the episode. Rule 5 in particular, we're looking for pitching help. We have to. It's the one thing that we're really missing. We know that there could potentially be an option as far as the second baseman that we just picked up in the draft. Scottie Valentine could very well be a first-year rookie. Or not Scottie Valentine, Chad Brown, shortstop, my bad. But ultimately, we win 56 games this year. We really picked it up in the back end of the season. And that is our best record to date, which isn't saying much, but it is an improvement. So let's take a quick look here. John Kida with a 4.59 ERA. For pitchers, I think I'm only going to take a look at ERA just because it's a bit much to have to scroll over for everyone to look at FIP and WAR. But Kida with a 4.59 ERA. Ken Linder was under a 5. Thorpe at a 5.06. 4.72 for Alan Boykin and Vargas at a 5.56. Hutson and Jordan were both dropped to relief spots, and I mean rightfully so. They were terrible. Jason Mori, leaves a bit to be desired, doesn't he? Yokoyama, 2 whip. Yeah, the pitching staff let us down a little bit, but it is nice to see Eric Encarncion at a 91 overall. And then this lineup, 275 average, 14 home runs, and 59 RBI for Chris Hummel. Ernie Christiansen, 28 home runs, 77 RBIs, and a 255 average. We'll at least look at everybody again. I wish you could hit R2. Just scroll to the next player. That would be tremendous. I don't know why they don't have that feature. But again, Ernie Christiansen, 778 OPS. Not too bad. He got better in his second year. Justin Summers, 821 OPS, 17 home runs, 61 RBI in his second year. Ralph Mosley, one of the most bizarre stat lines I've ever seen. 184 average, 35 home runs, 93 RBI. That is, and he's a 92 right now, a legitimate 88 overall. Absolutely bizarre. Charley Mares, 20 years old, not too bad though, 12 home runs, only 31 RBIs. He had more last year in fewer appearances, much fewer appearances. Fortunately, the stats improved in some areas. Cam Ling, the 26-year-old, 37 RBI in the season, 697 OPS. Jeff Mendoza, 12 homers on the year, 38 RBIs, 702 OPS, 307 on base. Maciel, not too bad, 737 OPS, 340 on base. And then Cabral, 720 OPS in his rookie year, 11 home runs, 34 RBIs. Not too bad. Ralph Mosley with one of the most bizarre sim seasons I have ever seen in any baseball game. The Colorado Rockies have won the World Series. The Yankees made it back, but they fell short, losing to the Rocks in 7 games. Award-wise, Byron Buxton, World Series MVP. Luis Robert and Trevor Story were the playoff MVPs. MVP in general, Michael Conforto and Yordan Alvarez, who went to Seattle. He wins the He wins the MVP for the second time in 3 seasons, but on 2 different teams. Cy Young goes to Cal Quantrill and Denilson Lamet. Luis Aguero and Albert Amora Jr. win the batting titles. Reliever of the year, Elvis Oceano and Jose Castillo. Rookie of the year, Robert Poisson and Frisier Perez? Frisier. I'm not sure. Hank Aaron Awards to Victor Robles and Ronald Acuna. So that brings another season to a close. Off-season wise, let's see what we have to deal with. Retired players. We don't lose anybody of importance to us. Do we have any Hall of Famers? We do. Jose Altuve and Chris Sale. Altuve finishing with a career .304 average. 2,400 plus hits. Chris Sale, 233 wins in his career. John Kida and Jed Jordan, two players that I absolutely plan on holding on to. Kida, I mean, that's a tough call as far as how long of a deal to give him. Thinking maybe 4 years. It's going to be a little bit expensive. $34 million. I mean, we can afford it, obviously. And then Jed Jordan, I'm going to look at giving him a 5-year deal. Maybe lower in that price. Maybe not. It's $52 million for him because both of those guys have the potential to get better. We need a hitting coach and a first base coach. Charles. Let's see what you can do for me. And it was a first base coach, right? Yes, it was. We are looking at Ryan Mascara or Matt O'Hara. Let's go for Mascara. Let's go for Mascara and see if that goes through. So we'll take a look at how this goes down. Mascara signs. Both free agents signed. Very good news. So we shall continue on. Culver is in. So we are looking good in the early stages here. Let's see what we got going on. So in terms of contracts, starting off with the catchers, Marmolejo is not ours. Cabral very much is. We'll go 2 years at $1 million. See if he'll take that. I just remembered I need to move Maciel technically to, I think, second base. Where did we move Maciel to? It was shortstop, right? I don't remember. Damn it. We'll figure it out. Tom, nah, you are never going to be good. But I am still going to sign you out of desperation. Thomas isn't ours. None of these other guys are ours. Unfortunately, of course, we have Summers and Bowling that we're going to have to worry about. Scottie Valentine, who should be making his Major League debut next year, so we're going to give him a little bit more money because of it. At third, none of those guys are ours, so we don't got to worry about it. And at short, none of them are ours. In left, nope. In center, nope. In right, just Jeff Mendoza, who we don't have to worry about. It's perfect. So for pitchers, let's take a look. Relievers, none of those guys are ours, so it's pretty straightforward. Starters, though, we do have Ken Linder, who we'll send a tiny bit more money to. Geraldo Garcia is also someone we have to worry about. Kenji Nishii, we want to bring in as well. Still an outside chance of making the majors at some point. Our future ace, I hope, Bobby Gaucho. Need to sign him up. Neither of you belong to our organization. We are good. Perfect. And then arbitration offers. This is going to be a tad, this is going to be a tad bit more expensive. Sito Yokoyama. Oh boy. Let's drop that a little bit. Justin Dillon is not ours, of course. Catchers, Cam Ling. Did he have a potential before? Because he has a potential now, and he wants to get paid a boatload. He is going to be a very expensive player for us in the future, but for now we'll take him on that 3-year deal at 7.3 would work, so $22 million contract. Second base, neither of you belong to us. Grant K is not ours. Chris Hummel, who, again, I'm very excited about. He's proven to be a solid addition for us out of absolutely nowhere. And then in right, we're good. So, yeah, perfect. Pretty straightforward. As far as the re-sign phase, this time out, Michael Kopech to the Astros. Brendan McKay to the White Sox. Adley Rutschman goes to the defending World Series champions. Orioles fans, I am so sorry. Blue Jays signed Sir Anthony Dominguez. Davey? I guess that'd be Davey. Carson Fulmer to the Astros. My God, they just keep stocking up every year. As we'll take a look, those offers are through. And for the tender offers, we're waiting for Linder, Garcia, and Gaucho to sign. We do have until December 2nd for those deals to be done. So let's move forward a little bit. Spencer Turnbull to the Dodgers. He's 34 at this point. Jordan Yamamoto to the Rangers. Vandy Peralta to to the Nats. Drew Waters to the Nats. He's up to a 90. Francis Marquez at a 92 goes to the Phillies. Phil Maton to the Dodgers. Corey Seager's on the move at a 98 overall. Kiner Falefa, I guess it would be, also on the move. Are these deals done? We're waiting for Linder and Garcia. Right. Let's give Linder a bit more money than what he's worth. Garcia as well, just to try and force the issue and get these guys signed. That is the game plan. So let's see what happens there. And next one's in 3 days. Hopefully they sign. Get this deal over and done with, please. Brett Phillips to the Mariners. And again, I shouldn't have to worry about losing anybody. I think we're good, right? Did our boys sign? Ken Linder is signed. Perfect. All right, good. They both signed. So we dodged that bullet. Again, I don't think I'm technically losing anybody in the Rule 5. Be bullshit if we were. But you know what? I still just can't help but want to play it safe. So let's just make sure that we are not technically going to lose anybody. Nishii or Ishii, we don't have to worry about. This dude, I couldn't care less about it. I don't even know who the hell that is. And then it's short. Indeed, that is where we put Maciel. But again, Chad Brown could be there in no time. In no time. So Quintero, Maciel, and Brown. I think we're good. I don't think I'm at risk of losing anybody. I can't help but overthink and panic about it. Tuki Toussaint on the move. Josh Young on the move. Logan Allen on the move. Adonis Medina, tremendous name, on the move. O'Neal Cruz to the Reds. Felix Alvarado to the Dodgers. Corey Ray to Seattle. Jesus Luzardo to Tampa / Montreal by this point, as we are closing in on the Rule 5. Jordan Balazovic. Took me a second. Ronaldo Lopez to the Orioles. San Diaz on the move. Nate Pearson to the defending champs. Joey Gallo to San Diego. Holy signings. Jesus. And there were 1,000 signings, and then 1,000 more. Good God, just get me to the Rule 5, man. That's all I want. Just get me to the Xander Bogaerts to the Mets. That's depressing. And that brings us to the Rule 5. All right, let's do this. We need help. We do. I'm still going to look for the top position players, because I'd be dumb not to. We're going to be taking a position player in this draft. But obviously, like I said, pitching is the priority. Parra, out of Panama, is potentially the favorite. Another first baseman. We have some depth there. Not tremendous, but Cabral and Summers. Parra, though, 23B and a 71, is the favorite. Ronnie Brito, the Honey Brito, not available to us. Nobody at second. What about at third? Toribio, no. Sammy is from Minnesota. Diaz is from Mexico, but he's a 63. No thanks. Shortstop, Newton is Dutch, and exactly who we need. I had a chance to take him in an earlier Rule 5 draft, passed on him, and now we get a second opportunity, and I don't think we're going to let that opportunity pass us by. That would be a mistake. So unless someone like Brian Dixon or Canario can really make a statement here, we know who we're taking. Now the question is, with pitchers, is there anybody who is clearly can't miss, or do we just hope for the best afterwards? Rich Richards is still there. Okay, this is pretty straightforward. Looking like it's pretty straightforward. Ibarra is Mexican. Okay. What about Montero, Puerto Rican? All right, we're doing this now. Chevron Newton. Shervin, not Chevron. Chevron. It's Shervin Newton. Good old Shervin Newton is the newest member of this team. and instantly makes this team better. Again, Dutch, very much allowed. And we will look. A couple of pitches have gone off the board, but we should be okay here in terms of finding somebody. So, again, ideally, it would be a natural reliever. But worst case, okay, so we have a Panamanian, Francesco Reyes, 23C, and a 74. Is there anybody who can top that? That is my hope. Don't know if I'm holding my breath on that, though. Baez isn't available. Doug Steffen, not available. Carlos Rodriguez, no. Richter, no. No. A lot of no's here. Derek Griffin, I mean, with a name like that, there's no goddamn way. Corey Taylor, I'm glad Slipknot's, and yeah, that's not working out for you anymore. Stone Sour might be, though. Anything else? Kelvin Delgado is Dominican. I think we up. Tommy Thacker. Damn it. Brian Garcia? Nope. I think we have our answer. And as far as who we're taking here, and he doesn't have the highest overall in the world, but it's a decent enough option for a team that's dying for decent options. We are taking the 23-year-old Francesco Reyes. Francesco Reyes is the pick, the newest member of this bullpen. Stats aren't that bad. I mean, obviously the walks and the break is a bit low, but I'll take it. We need him. So there we go. We add Newton as an infield option, and we add Reyes as our pitching option this time out. Again, didn't really care if there was a low-end starter who had a good potential because we are set up relatively well. So I will see you guys in a couple of minutes at the beginning of the drafts. And of course, before we get to that, I'll give you a look at what the lineup ended up being and how we ended up doing in the early stages of the season. Guess the win total. Hopefully it's over 20. The draft is nearly upon us. If you guessed that we would be somewhere in the mid-20s for wins at this point, congratulations. A winner is you. We were close to 500, although the month of May has not been... in fairness, it's not been all that bad, but it hasn't been overly kind to us. Unfortunately, with this upcoming draft, I don't think we're going to have a ton of success. There are, of course, East, West, and Centrals mixed into this, but that is the full list of players that we have at our disposal. It's not much, so yet again, we are going to be pressured towards doing very well with the few picks that we're going to have. This is the team this year as it stands. I have given the AI a bit of control, but all in all, I mean, the team's definitely coming together. Ken Linder running as our ace right now, Yokoyama and Encarncion, the back end of the bullpen. It's not too bad. And lineup-wise, it's mixed around a bit, but this is what we currently have. Castro's in due to injury. If I was paying a little bit more attention, if our record was a little bit better, obviously I'd make sure Cabral was in, and we'd probably put Summers at third, or anybody else that could play third. I mean, really, it should be Christiansen playing third with Cabral at DH, but that is what it is. So again, unfortunately, this team isn't quite where I was thinking they might be able to be, but we are inching that much closer. We have a draft to attend to before we call it an episode for today. Let's see who is available. First up is Jackie Grover. Damn. Not that we need another catcher. That is a very interesting player, potentially. Paul Gagnon, not as great. And John Jones. Watch out for eye pokes. And if you're a pregnant woman, watch the road. Jackie Grover is the favorite right now. Miguel Corando. Yes. Oh my God. I didn't know he was a Mexican. Well, that's the pick right there. Blue chipper. No doubt. Miguel Corando is the pick. That's not even close. I don't think unless there's another blue chipper who can compete with him. Victor Gonzalez? Nope. We have our pick. That is as straightforward as straightforward gets, it is going to be a Miguel Corando. Or, well, Kirk Bacon is available as a Canadian, but he's not a blue chipper. Doug Jarvis? No. We have our guy. We have our guy. It is going to be Miguel Corando. Yep. So that is as easy as it gets. We are taking the Mexican first baseman, Miguel Corando, who has a chance to be an absolute stud right now. I know it's saying ETA is 2029. It might not take that long. So let's do this. The easiest first overall pick we have ever had. The new Miggy. Welcome to the new Miggy, Miguel Corando. Hopefully leading this Tigers team into the future. From here, we still have I was going to say a decent amount. Not really, though. Let's see who we have. We have Josh Anderson, Canadian starter. John Amoros. He's okay. Brian Kwan. Not that great. Kana Matsui. Not that great. Not that bad, but not that great. Lewis Cleveland. Again, they didn't change much about the game this year, about this mode. Can you not make the player pool a bit more accurate? Can we not get more region-accurate names? Just saying, I don't think there are too many Lewis Clevelands coming out of the Netherlands, but I could be wrong. Troy Cook, Canadian. Vincent Baek, I guess it would be. Taiwanese. Angelo Gonzalez. Herb Kelton. The Jamaican. Steven Angel. Not that great. Ken Goodman. Mexican Ken Goodman. Accidentally hit the back button as I was about to look at Chu Yi. Chu Yi. Unfortunately, he's fast, and that's about it. Peter McGowan doesn't really have it. Kawada doesn't really have it. And then there was John Jones. Well, there's not much to go off of here. I feel like it might have to be Brian Kwan. I feel like it's going to be Brian Kwan. We're not in desperate need for outfielders, but it won't hurt. We are going to take Brian Kwan in the second round, and I can only hope we have a pick available to us in the third round because these competitive balance rounds are a killer. Do we have anybody else? We do. So again, there's Matsui, the interesting contact. Lewis Cleveland, Gonzalez, Baek. I like the speed and contact, but he's 23. I think it's going to be Matsui. It's going to be Kana Matsui. We're taking a shortstop for the second year in a row as we continue to carve out some, infield options here. My only hope is that one of those two starters remain as Cleveland's off the board. Hopefully one of those two starters remain. They did not. So we are down to Mr. Kelton, the Jamaican, Vincent Baek, and Ken Goodman. Fairly obvious. We are taking the center fielder, Vinny Baek. Vinny Baek. Vinny Baek. Vinny Baek. I'm going Baek. Vincent. Welcome aboard. So not a single pitcher picked up for us in this draft. That's okay. It wasn't an extreme need. Yep, we are indeed done in this draft. So we get through 4 rounds, which isn't the worst. Again, it's always the competitive balance, though. That's just an absolute killer for us. Overall, though, I think there was some decent potential here as long as Miggy Corando hits, which he should. I can't imagine. Blue chipper with those attributes. He's going to be he's going to be an absolute beast. It's just a question of who else is there. Miguel Corando, a very nice 69 overall at 18 years old, 94 A potential. The new Miguel Cabrera. Crazy. Brian Kwan, very low overall. Time will tell if he makes it. He's likely to be the next Michael Chen. And then Matsui and Baek, unfortunately, are D potential guys, but we will be signing all 4 of them. The important thing is today, we have seen good improvement from a lot of our players. The pitching staff is starting to take shape. It's got a little bit of a ways to go. The lineup is certainly being carved out. We have some help along the way, and the likes of Scottie Valentine, Chad Brown, and now Miguel Corando. I was hoping that this episode would have seen us really pushing for a playoff spot. Not looking like that's going to be the case, but it's going to happen sooner rather than later.